The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by the hosts, guests, and callers on Beyond the Headlines are not necessarily those of management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written permission of the Verizon Media Group. Beyond the Headlines is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2021.
Coming up tonight, former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Halson Moutry, renews his call for an independent speaker. Moutry is also again reinforcing his stance that criminal lawyers should not aspire to political office. We talk about it tonight. Also, straight ahead, the Hot Topics panel is here, and they are going to be discussing the Bahamas' position on President Trump's new immigration policy and that big request that he's made. And a bit later in the show, Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers is here, just in time for the weekend and the holiday season, to give you the deals and the best shopping places as you shop for the holidays. This is Beyond the Headlines. Good evening. I'm Shanique Miller. It's great to have you along this evening. Well, former Speaker of the House, Halson Moutry, has been outspoken about just how he feels Parliament should look and how the operations of Parliament should be carried out. For example, the position of Speaker. Moutry has gone on record stating that and pushing during his tenure that the Speaker becomes independent. You all know what took place in Parliament yesterday. The Free National Movement says their actions were driven because they feel as though they are not treated fairly by present House Speaker Patricia DeVoe. Well, we're going to get into it this evening, as so many of you are still talking about what took place, and you're mixed. There's a lot of varying views on it, but the Speaker certainly is here to talk about the role of Speaker and the fact that the role of Speaker need not be questioned if indeed it's made an independent position. Good evening to you, Mr. Moutry.
Good evening,
It's
Ms.
good to
Miller.
have you here, former Speaker. Hope you're doing well.
It's a pleasure. I am doing well.
Awesome, awesome. Let's just jump right in. Well, first of all, your thoughts about yesterday's, people call it chaos in the House, turmoil, just a whole big showdown that happened in the House of Assembly yesterday.
Well, I wasn't surprised that we had a disturbance in the House yesterday because the opposition was leading a narrative for a few weeks that they didn't feel that they were being fairly treated and given the opportunity to speak on behalf of the Bahamian people. Because even though the opposition is in minority, they are potentially the next government. We saw what happened in the last general election where a party that had only 4 seats previously won the general election. So it's possible for an opposition party with only 7 seats to become the next government. As a matter of fact, the past 20 years in the Bahamas has shown that the Bahamian people have been changing government every 5 years. Mm-hmm. So the Speaker's role is much more than a referee. And this is the point I was trying to get across during my tenure. Mm-hmm. The Speaker is the presiding officer. The Speaker is the judge of the High Court of Parliament. And the Speaker is a co-equal with the other 2 heads of government. There are 3 branches of the government. The executive branch, which is the cabinet headed by the Prime Minister, the judiciary headed by the Chief Justice, and the Speaker of the legislative branch. They are co-equals. It should be a separation of powers. This Prime Minister has no jurisdiction encroaching on the authority of the Speaker in the Parliament, just like the Speaker and the Prime Minister don't have any power to encroach on the authority of the Chief Justice and interfere with the legal process. Mm-hmm. But we have, over the years, degenerated to a place where the Prime Minister has become an ultimate authority. I don't want to use competent authority, an ultimate authority, and he has, over the years, control the parliament by bringing a cabinet to the parliament, a supersized cabinet with more members than opposition and backbench votes. So he makes the parliament a rubber stamp. Now, the Constitution under Article 72 calls for the parliament to hold the executive branch of the government accountable based on its stewardship of the Bahamian people's assets. But these rules, which need to be changed, which were created in 2005 by the same party that is in power today, have these rules designed in a way that basically destroys democracy. For example,
destroys democracy. Let's talk about how you, because you were, even by your own organization, when you started pushing for this independence, you were kind of almost sidelined and scrutinized for your position. What is the reality of any administration, whether it be this one, the one that you sat in, the one to come, absolutely agreeing that, you know what, we're going to win the election, we're going to choose a speaker, but that speaker is going to have full autonomy?
Well, the first thing that you need to achieve that is you need to make certain that we elect people of integrity. Part of the problem that we have in the Bahamas today is we are electing persons who have an association, a historical association with criminal activity.
Hold on now, Mr. Speaker, you gotta...
With the propensity and the proclivity to act on behalf of criminals.
What do you mean by that?
Whose claim to fame is based on the proceeds of crime.
Ah, you mean the criminal lawyers that you're getting
lawyers,
to that?
When you elect persons, if you elect Barabbas, you expect to be electing a thief, right? You can't expect to elect Barabbas and then expect godly Jesus-type characteristics.
Now, Mr. Speaker, I have to, let's just break this down. We know, sitting in the present parliament, are a number of criminal attorneys or attorneys who perhaps mainly practice criminal law. Are you trying to say the reason the nation is even in the biggest scandal perhaps it's ever faced is because they sit in parliament?
Yes, because by their fruits you shall know them. Criminal lawyers happen to be persons who know the criminals, and the criminals know them. So when they achieve leadership in any country, the criminals feel like they have a free path to them because they have their heir. As a matter of fact, the Minister of National Security...
Do you really think that's what happens? Like really, when you, for example, you don't practice criminal law, I don't think.
I don't.
Okay, so let's say you are a lawyer who has a lot of criminal trials, right? Are you trying to say you are now elected that the criminal out there that you once represented feels as though he or she has your ear?
Oh, yes. Ask yourself this question. Why do you think the United States have such difficulty sharing information with the Prime Minister who was the attorney of the most notorious drug dealer in Bahamian history? This matter that is a scandal today is a matter of trafficking in drugs and trafficking in illegal firearms. Why should the U.S. authorities share any information with a person who has been a lawyer for the most notorious drug dealer in Bahamian history? Why should they want to share any information with the Minister of National Security who has a reputation of being one of the better criminal lawyers in the nation?
You think that's the hesitation, that we to this day do not know who allegedly, supposedly the politician is involved in this big indictment matter?
See, because the U.S. works in a way where they are sitting and waiting for them to speak. They don't have the courage. I could challenge you now. They don't have the courage to speak. They will make statements like, oh, I didn't receive $1 million, but what does that mean? That doesn't mean you didn't receive 2, or you didn't receive 5 million, or you didn't receive $500,000. You see, that's legalese that you are speaking to the people. Yes, I could say I didn't see Shanique at 5 o'clock, but that doesn't mean I didn't see her at 4 or 7 or 8. You see, so you have to be careful when you listen to these people speak. The Bahamas is suffering today because we have degenerated. We have a culture of corruption.
That term continues to come up, continues. The IDB sort of put it out there in the most recent time, and it's been adopted by the Commissioner of Police. Last evening it came up again. You've now said it. What is this? Let's just break this down and describe it, because no administration, if you want to say that, has escaped from it. I mean, last night I told my guests, because they were charging of the same culture of corruption and pointing fingers now, but I'm like, man, we have MPs. One has just been vindicated, but we have another MP standing now before the court awaiting, I think, the ongoing continuance of his trial. How deep is this culture of corruption? How long has it been around, and why are we, Bahamian Joe public, refusing to do something about it?
Well, we have a system where we have allowed the Prime Minister to appoint almost unilaterally persons the head of the police force, persons the head of the judiciary, persons he is the leader of the party with the majority seats, and the chief executive officer of the cabinet of the Bahamas. When you allow one person to exercise that type of authority, you are setting yourself up for a corrupt circumstance. Because if a person is corrupt, the first thing he's going to do is protect himself. So his appointments are going to be designed not in the best interest of the advancement and development of the country, but in the best interest of protecting him and his future should he lose power. That's what we're beginning to see in the courts now. When you get in the courts now, you have judges who might be competent, but they're being politically selected in a way where when you go to court, you're not getting justice now, you're getting politics. So you, for example, the MP that you just spoke about, who appeared to have been exonerated, he should have never been tried by a person who was the former wife of a PLP cabinet minister. Yes, the appearance of bias is there. That should not have happened. When you examine the judiciary carefully now, you have the Chief Justice who came out of Davis & Co. You have the Chief Magistrate who was the agent for Dion Smith against me in Nassau Village. And it goes right down the chain. Now, that doesn't exempt the Free National Movement either. When they get in power, they pick their quote-unquote supporters and put them on the bench, but that is not in the best interest of democracy. There has to be some independence of the judiciary, where it is very apparent when these people are selected that they are not only getting selected because of their merit, but it has to be clear that they're not being selected because of their political affiliation. Because once you get that, you have a problem in the society. That's what we have in the Bahamas today.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is, I would say, making attempts to bring about some autonomy with the commission, with the police force and other armed forces. You heard yesterday that he announced this independent body that would sort of serve as the investigative arm and the accountability arm for the forces. And also, I had Latrey Ramming here last evening. He talked about the Attorney General's office now in process of introducing another committee that is going to again act as almost sort of doubling the independence, one, of the forces, and two, the accountability of the forces. What are your thoughts about that, given that a new commissioner has been identified and appointed?
I have no confidence, none, in the Prime Minister, and no confidence in the Attorney General. First of all, when when the Public Accounts Committee was trying to bring persons before the Public Accounts Committee to examine them with respect to contracts being issued by the government, this Attorney General wrote letters to all of the persons who were being summoned before the Public Accounts Committee and advised them not to appear. Now that's some level of transparency. First of all, he was overreaching because he don't have the authority to overreach into the legislative branch. And worse still, in my estimation, he should never ever been allowed to serve in public life again. He is a person who abandoned his call when he was elected as the Member of Parliament and the Minister for Financial Services, I believe. He used his opportunity and got inside information and took a job in his best interest and abandoned the people.
So you feel he should have been left
He should never
private
have
life?
been able to serve again. And don't forget, he was also a person who, within 1 week of nomination day, we discovered he was in a Bahamian.
But now this is some time back. I thought he gave up his U.S. citizenship.
It was sometime. We don't know if that has happened because the U.S. has a process for you to renounce your citizenship. We don't know what's going on. That's why we have an information vacuum. And we have these people now who, I heard an announcement just recently that this bill for citizenship is going to come and you do not need a constitutional referendum on this matter, which is ludicrous.
No.
Right? Because the Constitution is very clear with the entrenched provisions that deal with citizenship. The procedure must be 75% by the House of Assembly in terms of support of it, 75% by the Senate. After that, it goes to the Parliamentary Commissioner who has a referendum. The procedure is clear.
You know, Mr. Speaker, we have to come back and discuss the matter of citizenship, particularly that proposed bill, because I know you also have some thoughts on the fact that you think the Bahamas really is the face of the Bahamas is changing because of the frequency in which citizenships are being awarded or granted.
The face, the sound, the culture, everything's changing because there has been a betrayal of the Bahamian people's trust. This government was not elected to dilute the sovereignty of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. But they went ahead in the Los Angeles Declaration, which the Prime Minister came back to the people and said he didn't sign. And all of a sudden, the Minister of Immigration indicated that he had over 300,000 applicants. 300,000. And the outgoing President of the United States had roped in all of the Caribbean leaders to agree to accept 30,000. It's interesting that the immigration minister says 300,000. So if we take 30,000, that's only 10%, right? Of the 300,000 applicants. But every day you look in the newspaper, you can see the government issuing, unconstitutionally, by the way, under the the Bahamas Nationality Act, issuing citizenship to persons for votes.
Mr. Speaker, that's some serious claims. I don't see you, the attorney, don't get me sued. You understand? But I thank you. Always outspoken, never holding back on anything, how he feels, what he thinks, and someone, certainly a trusted voice here in the nation. Thank you very much, former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Halston Moutry. Thank you so much for joining us here on Beyond the Headlines.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Hope I don't get you in any trouble.
I hope, listen, I come into you.
Not bring any trouble to me. You've already passed the age that God promised me. The only thing I have left to do now is die.
Listen,
I don't mind.
you bet don't let them bring no trouble to me. That's all I'm trying to say.
I wouldn't know.
Listen, don't go anywhere. You all heard that, right? Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, the Hot Topics panel is here, and they're going to talk about that Trump request and some of responding to some of what the former speaker had to say. This is Beyond the Headlines. We're back after this.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
You work hard to provide for and protect the ones you love. However, life can present unexpected challenges. Who you call in times of need matters. Insurance Management is a Bahamian-owned company that has been serving our community for over 40 years, offering a wide range of coverage for all of your personal, professional, and commercial needs. When life happens, rest easy knowing that our skilled and experienced agents are there for you in your time of need, so that you can get back to what matters most. Insurance Management. Nobody does it better.
From sinking last year to rising to the top this year, congratulations to Buck 2, the 2024 Best of the Best champ.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Who this fella is, man?
Boy, I don't even think this boat registered.
My lord.
Bingston. Bingston.
Ernestine?
Bingston. Bingston, you daydreaming again?
Guess who I just win Best of the Best?
In what?
In this same boat, Buckto. I gotta go back to Madrid because I just got my award and this pretty young girl is supposed to give me some champagne.
Bingston, you gotta catch yourself.
Man, Ernestine, more to where I gotta get ready for the Best of the Best regatta. I'm coming to the Montague Foreshores from December 5th to December 8th. The top sailors from around the Man, Ernestine, you wanna see me talking?
I'm talking.
With the best delicious local dishes and live performances. And guess what? I can be there shaking a leg.
Shaking what leg?
Ernestine, her shop.
Cashmas time, here we go. Mercy's doing it big this year. Cashmas time with extra chair. 12 days of merry winnings from your friends at Island Bay. Friends we trust, hey we know. Cashmas time, here we go. Prizes and lots of dough. This Christmas, come catch a lick with 20 on your account. Quick, quick, quick. And you can win some awesome stuff at Percy's Island Bay. Yeah.
This segment of Beyond the Headlines is brought to you by EV Motors. Drive the future with brand new 2024 electric vehicles. EV Motors, powering your journey.
But on the heels of the major uproar in Parliament and on Parliament Square yesterday, as the opposition protested in the House of Assembly as well as on Bay Street there in Parliament Square, another story has gripped the attention of Bahamians today. Of course, that is the announcement by the Office of the Prime Minister that the Trump administration made a request as it's transitioning with the incoming president, Trump, made a request that the Bahamas, in fact, let me just read some of this. The Office of the Prime Minister wishes to advise recent reports or address recent reports regarding a proposal from the Trump transition team in the United States for the Bahamas to accept deportation flights of migrants from other countries. This matter was presented to the government of the Bahamas, but was reviewed and firmly rejected by the Prime Minister. Now, of course, the Bahamas knows how it feels because we already feel saddled as it is with illegal immigration, with perhaps, you heard the speaker, former speaker just a little while ago in the first segment, the fact that, you know, you're wondering about all these new citizenships. And now here's this request from incoming President Trump of the United States. We're going to jump in right there this evening We're going to jump in right there and then, of course, look at some other matters, including perhaps the spin-off of some that took place yesterday, particularly as the former speaker is still strengthening his call for an independent speaker. So let's get to it. Welcome to Beyond the Headlines this evening. Our contributors, Glenroy Pratt and Ellington Ferguson. Good evening to both of you.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Good evening, Shanique. Good evening, Bahamas.
Absolutely. Good evening to you both. What do you make of this request by the United States? And, you know, we've heard it. Incoming President Trump made no secret of the fact that he's going to drain the swamp. In this instance, as far as his immigration policy, getting rid of what's become a burden for the United States, illegals, particularly those who find themselves on the wrong side of the law. Now, he has requested, not just from the Bahamas, but from the rest of the region, that they now accept some of these immigrants from other countries. Your thoughts, gentlemen, on this request?
You imagine that, right?
I agree.
But it goes to show you the psyche of the administration in that they perceive us to be a dumping ground. Obviously, you know, with the commentary that was made in the past about asshole countries and all this other stuff, they're certainly indicating by asking those things of us is where they see us. Why should we take on another burden of another situation where we already have an illegal migration scenario that transpires in this country on a far too frequent level? And now you're asking us to take on the burden of dealing with additional burdens of taking on criminal individuals to filter through this country.
Who are wreaking havoc on the United States. I mean, this little nation certainly cannot absorb them.
I think it's an insult, to be honest with you. I mean, you already know our resources, because if you even listen to Trump in the past, he also stated in the past how the Bahamas have a large problem with the large influx of persons who isn't supposed to be here. And he said this. And so obviously he knows what's happening in this country. Having been an investor in this country, he knows exactly what we face. And so to ask us to take on such a challenging scenario is baffling to me.
Ellington, your thoughts about this? Of course, the Davis administration has rejected soundly that request. But it was interesting also to hear the former speaker in the first segment say that we have agreed somehow under the Biden administration to absorb some migrants.
Well, Shanique, let me say this. I applaud Mr. Davis for rejecting it initially, but international convention are going to come into play. This is no surprise thing that Trump team is doing. We know this is stance all along, from his first term, during his campaign to come into a second term. Every nation must be responsible to protect its own borders. Now, let me say this. There are some people that we've allowed, through our own slackness, to come into the Bahamas, hang out here a while until an opportunity becomes available. Then they make their way on to South Florida. Mm-hmm. What is going to, or some part of the United States, what is going to happen when they round those people up? Wherever they came from last to enter the United States, that is where they're going to be deported. And so those persons that we allow to come into our border and make their way from here to the United States, they're coming back as Bahamian. We got to decide what to do with them. And so we are responsible, not only as it relates to what's coming back from us, of those who went from here to the United States. We're responsible to protect our borders. We're responsible to make sure to know who's in our country. The former Speaker of the House talked about the changing in the complexion of the Bahamian population and how much, and the numbers that are there. Okay, we must protect I love people, I care for people, I know the issues that they're facing, but we cannot take on the world's problem. Mm-hmm. And obviously there are going to be some people, some Bahamians that are in the United States, there are going to be some even illegal persons who went from the Bahamas to the United States are going to end back up here. Mm-hmm. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, that's that nation's policy.
Absolutely.
But this is what Bahamians kind of want to see, though, particularly when it comes to an immigration policy of our own. Stand strong like that. Because again, what we are fearful of, you hear Bahamians all in almost every sector now speaking about the unfair competition, or that they are being outnumbered on jobs by people who speak a different language or who look different than them. Again, because the immigration policy it is not as solid or favors Bahamians.
Truth
in many of those
truth is, Shani, give me a minute, Glenroy. Truth is, we really should be doing what Trump is doing now for his country. We should have been doing that.
But here's the challenge, though. And see, this goes back to this culture of corruption that we just heard the former Speaker of the House spoke to. This culture of corruption that exists, don't just think it exists only in the police force. It exists in immigration. It exists in so many other areas. And I fear the fact that it has existed so long in immigration that we've had so many individuals who filtered through this country, as Ferguson mentioned, that this was their last stop. They would have obtained the necessary documentation because of the corrupt practices, and then they mosey on along to the United States. So now in their possession, they may have documents that indicate that they are Bahamians, and right, they may not be. But that's again, so we complain on one side, but then there are some people who are benefiting from the level of corruption that takes place in this country.
Absolutely.
And that is where the problem is. But we have to have a holistic approach in the country about alleviating and getting rid of corruption in this country. One of the things I spoke to yesterday with some people, and they said this: corruption is a glutton in this country. It's time to starve it.
I absolutely agree. I want to ask you all about, speaking of this culture of corruption that is now ringing around the nation ever since that IDB report, that study and then report, and the commissioner's address and so on. We heard it with the former speaker in the first segment of tonight's show. The thought, though, is by many, the Prime Minister yesterday, and all that ruckus really, he rolled out the fact that there's now going to be a push and new legislation for an independent body that will basically be the oversight for the police force. In fact, that's the word. And then also something else that is being now done in the Attorney General's office to add further oversight and independence. How about, this was said to me earlier today, well, how about for those public figures that you just mentioned, Glenroy? How about some independent body that's going to investigate them, to keep them accountable? Politicians, elected officials even. How about not just put the squeeze on law enforcement officers because you feel as though it's kind of convenient or trending to do so now, but just how about you sort of bring the whole matter in the light and bring about greater levels of accountability for elected officials and down the line.
But that goes right back to, again, what the former speaker just spoke to. Here it is, you have where the government is talking about doing this and implementing this. Great. But who is watching them? Who is holding them on account? When you have the Public Account Committee being told, hey, by individuals, by the Attorney General, do not give any information, do not show up, or whatever the case may be. That level of accountability only filters down beyond the persons who are in government. When the government themselves practices in corrupt practices, then the Bahamian people suffers. And so as an electorate and as a populace, we need to demand that every single person that spends our dollars should have some level of accountability, and whatever function that they are doing in terms of being in leadership should have some level of accountability. Somebody needs to be watching everybody. That's the reality of it.
Shanique, I cringed earlier when you had the speaker on earlier this evening. I cringed when he said that when you ask him about the same thing about the stuff that the Prime Minister, the new initiatives that he's putting in, and he said point blank, he don't believe it's going to happen. He don't believe and he have no confidence that it's going to happen. And I cringe when he said that because I really almost don't want to accept that, but it almost like it's a reality. The truth is, when you ask about accountability and who's going to hold these different agencies accountability, we've been trying across, I think it's about maybe 2 or 3 administration now, the NIA, National Intelligence Agency. And they've been fingering and tinkering with that, and they can't really get it established and get it up and operating. Every administration comes in, they look at it and they maybe touch something or rearrange something. If we're serious about this, and arresting corruption in this country. We've got to implement these agencies or these bodies that's going to look at every facet of either the armed forces and even government forces. If we're serious about stamping out corruption, if we're serious about running a country above board, we cannot get offended when people call us other names or what type of country they think we are.
Officials corrupt, yeah.
Absolutely. We can't get offended because it is a reality. And we've got to decide, we've got to be decisive to change it. The Prime Minister spoke about that, and I hear what the former speaker say, but I would hope that during this Christmas holiday, Prime Minister Davis and his team would take some time, begin to put things together. When they come back to the House in January, they'll begin to roll these things out so that Bahamian people can begin to hope again. They can begin to believe in our government, in our institution, in our law enforcement arms again.
But then again, the next challenge is when you have the minister who is still currently in place, the commissioner should not be the only one taking the fall for that situation. The reality of it is the minister should really also step aside, or should be asked to step aside, because here it is, we had almost 3.5 years. This thing been running through this country in terms of the guns and the cocaine and all this stuff. 3.5 years. You mean to tell me in our system, nobody picked that up? What kind of slackness we running? If you can't pick up 3.5 years of cocaine and guns running through this country, what else is running through this country?
In such a bold and open way.
Listen, what else is happening in this country that we are not being able to see because people have turned a blind eye to it, or because people are in certain positions that are benefiting from it? We should be holding these people to account, and we should demand some kind of accountability, and it needs to start with the head. And right now, that's another representation of the head. The minister should really step down.
And probably why, as again, I hate to allude to it, as the former speaker said, why the U.S. was not very free with us with information is because a lot of the people in our parliaments have represented some of these people. So you can't share information with these people's ex-lawyers. I mean, these people's office and their establishment is still running, even though they're not in it, running it, but it is still running. So again, all of these things speak to why they may have kept these secrets from us. And of course, not entirely, because former Prime Minister Minnis said that he was briefed on these things. I'm not sure why he didn't brief the incoming administration or the incoming Prime Minister, but that is what we're dealing with, and that's where we are.
Well, you know, quite interesting, because if former Prime Minister Minnis was briefed on this very investigation that's happening,
he said so. He said he was briefed on a matter where there was an individual who was actually supposed to be indicted by the government of the USA, and he told the persons at the time to let it go through. Not this particular incident.
Okay. Okay. Gentlemen, I thank you both very much. I hear that. I didn't even know, Justin, where did the time go? But, you know, I'll tell you this. Before we go to the break, I just want to thank, Justin, give me a minute. I want to thank the administrators and the executives of the Public Hospitals Authority, the Princess Margaret Hospital. My family was in the middle of an emergency situation all day yesterday into early this morning. And I thank them for absolutely being the professionals. We oftentimes have a different story about the public healthcare system and Princess Margaret Hospital in particular. But those people, I thank you once again, PHA, PMH. I thank very much Ms. Bain, other managers there, Dr. Clark, who is super, from South Eleuthera, by the way, who is absolutely super and was so helpful and just made it all so much easier. I thank you very much just for all of you, because when families are at a point of being extremely vulnerable and uncertain, it's good to know that our healthcare professionals can stand up and can actually be there as a show of support, or at least make it easier to work through that system that is often very challenging there in the public healthcare system. So again, thank you to PHA, thank you to PMH, thank you very much, Ms. Bain, thank you very much, Dr. Clark. Thank you very, very much. And I'll tell you, gentlemen, we have some wonderful young doctors that I think they're changing the face of public healthcare. Just by their demeanor and what they give. It's really, really amazing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, they need to be put on the forefront so people can start rebuilding the trust in the healthcare system again, because they really do a great job. Thank you once again. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Ian Thomas is going to be here, and you know, he shifts the atmosphere every time. There he fished the whole, listen, we're going to hear what he has to talk about. It's almost Christmas, so I know he has a lot. We're back after this.
What up, y'all? It's your girl, K. Michelle. December the 28th, I'm going to be in the Bahamas. I'm coming to sing some songs. Yes, Bahamas, K. Michelle. We gonna light some candles tonight. Very special.
Life Jennings.
Yo, what's up? Nassau, Bahamas. Life Jennings is performing December 28th.
And Jay Holiday.
Yo, what's good, man? It's me, your boy Jay Holiday. I'm going to be performing live on Saturday, December 28th.
At the Nassau Cruise Port. Early bird tickets are now available online. Powered by 103.5 The Beat. Nightlife Entertainment. Alpha Sound Promotions. Free Bands Entertainment. 242 Party and Playhouse.
See y'all, Bahamas, December 28th.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come, experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Mom, why this car break up? Man, this car dirty and the carpet's right across from this dude. Zero down.
At Montague Motors, we offer a wide variety of vehicles for an affordable price.
But look at you, man. This is a brand new car. You can't talk to you no more.
Montague Motors is located on Village Road North, just before the Shirley Street stoplight.
Get ready to win Lucky Bucks. Wherever you see this taxi, flag it down.
The boy hard, beating so hard, I will be hard. What here? I'm looking for my first contestant to ride in the Lucky Taxi. Walk in the taxi, you gotta do the Lucky Walk, brother. Thanks. Man, thank you, sir. 85 times 2 is how much, brother? You leave it with $170, brother.
I never expected to win as much as I win.
Very excited when the gentleman picked me to ride inside the taxi.
So if I had to choose a game that would stay, it would be Island of Taxi.
You could be next on the Island Lucky Taxi.
Bigger at Island Luck, so don't let your daily inspirations go to waste. Win now with our selection of lottery games. Play now at islandluck.com or at any of our locations. What's your inspiration?
So you want a space, but not just any space. You need something with a little more potential. So how about 1,000 square feet of room to play with? Superb audio and video production capability, digital LED wall, full lighting grid, and about 124 seats to accommodate a full studio audience, with so many other features. Make us your home for your next concert, conference, and so much more. Honestly, the possibilities are endless. Here at ILTV Studios, we'd love to bring your next event to life. So what do you say? Do you want our space?
Well, it's 17 shopping days until Christmas, and Ian Thomas has been doubling up his appearances all over the place, really, trying to get the best deals to you. Now, he brought something tonight. I am waiting to hear this one because I've never seen Ian with no kind of... Let me just give you all a sneak peek. like this is oats. I don't know if it's organic. I don't see that on there. Like I don't see, but he'll talk about it. So listen, welcome to Beyond the Headlines. Ian Thomas from Direct Marketers. Get your pen, get your paper, be able to take some notes because he has a lot to share, and also where you can get stuff like this, including this bag of oats. Yes, Ian. Good evening to you. The holidays are approaching, so I know you got a lot to talk about.
You're absolutely right, Shanique Miller. Good evening to you and good evening, Bahamas. My name is Ian Thomas and I'm from Direct Marketers. Direct Marketers, of course, is a marketing company where we specialize in radio, TV, print, social media, and e-blast. So if you have a business or a business idea and you want to know how viable it is, please feel free to give me a call at 552-0212. That's 552-0212. 552-0212. Dial 552-0212. I like that.
Mm-hmm. No,
I
it's
like
a
it.
ring to it.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, when you jumped the gun, you went straight into the oats.
Yeah.
So I want to go about that. Hey, there's a group of people that have been marginalized and forgotten, and I just want to shout those out. Those are, because there's another guy, a talk show a person who says he's a leader of the women them, and we kind of lose out on the jonglers. No, the jonglers. They are a very important part, and they said, hey, Ian, make sure to shout us out, and they asked me,
The jonglers?
Yeah, the jonglers.
Where do they hang out?
They hang out everywhere. They are wonderful people. They're so fun and they're caring. I know sophisticated jonglers. I know dress-up jonglers.
I was about to say.
And I even know some Christian jonglers.
Well, how do they show up?
They show up all the time and they just love you. And they said, Ian, can you ask Shanique Miller, can she kind of commit to, would you be the leader of the junglers?
I am the leader of the junglers.
Yeah, we did it.
Now, I'll tell you,
Yes.
junglers
Yes.
have a reputation.
Yes, go
you
ahead.
Know what I mean? They keep men in line. They have certain demands
Yes.
that men must fulfill.
Yes.
But men like to call on
Yes,
them.
yes, they are so giving.
In the dark of, see, that's
They're
what I'm
so
saying.
giving,
In the
yes.
dark of night. Ian, what you know about junglers?
Yeah,
What's
they are out there. For just $500 a week, you can sponsor a junglist.
I thought so. They don't come cheap. In fact, that's a cheap junglist.
That's a cheap junglist.
They don't play around.
Well, you all better stop now. Man, Shanique Miller, man, I'm so happy
all
to
over
be.
all over these streets.
I am so happy to be. I'm going to jump straight into these oats right
Go
now.
ahead, yes.
This is Tasty Buys instant oats. I was here last week and I gave it to somebody who was in a replacement for you for a little while. And now I just want to let people know I'm back here again because I have to give Shanique Miller her own oats. These oats are wonderful. And with you being a person who's very deep in health and exercising and all that stuff like this, tell some of the people what are the benefits that you know about oats.
Well, first of all, oats have insoluble and soluble fiber, which is fantastic for the digestion. It certainly obviously helps keep you regular, but it is amazing. It assists with promoting heart health.
Yes.
It keeps you full, and so therefore, while it's carbs here, it is not the kind of carbs that'll cause blood sugar spikes or even kind of have you put on weight. Also, eating a wonderful bowl of oats, and you should have it pretty often, helps with your cholesterol and so many other chronic illnesses that need to be addressed. When you make a healthy decision to have a bowl of oats, it doesn't have to be boring either. You can have nuts and berries. You can have pumpkin seeds and flax seeds, chia seeds, whatever you desire. In your bowl of oatmeal is possible and as delicious as you want. But you see what I said? So a bit of dried cranberries. So notice I called no sugar and added sweeteners, right? Those things together make such a beautiful, good, juicy mouthful. So you can skip the sugar, the sweeteners, the condensed cream or milk or whatever that is, the honey and stuff. No, you can enjoy a beautiful, healthy bowl of oats, but not adding all the extra stuff. That's not good for you.
Wow. You said a mouthful and you basically took my whole script away.
Oh.
You can tell when someone's passionate about something. And I'm so glad that I'm able to bring you these oats because
Yes,
that's
thank
exactly
you, yes.
everything I wanted to say. You basically said it all. Tasty Buy Instant Oats, you can find them everywhere. When we first start, you could only find them 1 or 2 places, but now you can find them almost anywhere. Hey, wait a second. Where'd that guy go?
I know, yes, I know. I know you have to see yourself. I just wanted to put
Where
that
did
there.
that guy go? Yeah, man, you want to consume some of these wonderful oats, Tasty Buy Instant Oats, you want to give them a call at 677-5038. 677-5038 or WhatsApp them. Now, the reason why I'm telling you to WhatsApp them is they're having a little incentive going on right now. If you purchase, you go to your regular store or your convenience store, you purchase a bag of oats, you take a picture of the receipt, you send it to them, and then they'll put your name in the drawing, and you can win yourself a whole case of oats. I gave up maybe about 20 bags so far, and the response has been overwhelming. Like Shanique Miller says, they're excellent for heart health. They're excellent to lower your cholesterol. And they're excellent for the lady last week who was here with me. She was like, Ian, my friends and I, they used to put it on their skin.
No, they're oat masks, you know.
Oat masks,
yeah.
yes.
Put that on, make a sort of a little paste, and let that dry on your skin. I mean,
yeah.
whatever you want to use it
Yeah.
for. You can even, for example, you know, there's like almond butter. The healthier peanut butter. Like you can make a nice bowl of oats so delicious without adding all the extra. Because you know when we were younger, you know, cream and sugar.
Yes.
That's
right. And these are not your the old boring oats that you grew up with your mom and your dad and your grandparents. These tasty oats are absolutely tasty, just like the name says. You want to give them a call. If you're a store out there, a small convenience store.
You can make biscuits.
Yeah, that's another route that you can go. Yeah, there's so many different things. And like Shanique Miller says, go ahead and put different toppings on it. Like you can use the bananas and the almonds like you like, apples and berries. So many different ways to go. It's a way to eat healthy and stay healthy. Get yourself some tasty oats. I love the company. You can WhatsApp them at 424-3826. That's 424-3826. 424-3826. Get them. You're going to love them. I love them. And remember, they really don't cater to like, if you call them one by one, but if you have a nice sizable order, then they'll go ahead and they'll accommodate you. So give them a call, ladies and gentlemen, and get yourself in that little drawing to win a case of these oats. The number 424-3826, 424-3826. Tasty Buys, instant oats. It's not those boring oats that you guys are used to. And this is for Shanique Miller. Shanique, eat them oats.
Yes.
And I hope you like them and enjoy them.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. Now, I want to tell you, haven't spoken about this company, maybe for about a week or two. This is the number one fish company in the Bahamas. I don't want to say fish house or seafood place, whatever you want to call it. It's Bahamian Seafood Connection. The phone number is 341-0734. 341-0734. Bahamian Seafood Connection. Did I tell you where it's located? They're located on Fire Trail Road.
That's right.
You can find them when you're heading west on Fire Trail Road towards Gladstone Road. Immediately after you pass Epic, which will be on your right, they'll be on your left in an orange plaza on Fire Trail Road called Fire Trail Road Plaza. What you can get there? Lobster tails. New York strip beefsteak.
Because I know they give the wildest prices in town.
Yes. Lobster tails, $5. New York strip beefsteak, $5.85. Single rack of lamb, $29. 6-ounce salmon, $5. Mahi, $5. Cracked chicken, $5. Snow crab clusters, those are $6.25. Calamari rings, $9. You can get whole chicken, $9. Snapper fillet, $4.95. Lump crab, you can get shrimp, all these wonderful things. But right now, I spoke to the owners, and they said, Ian, this is definitely what I want to let people know. You can get a kit of snapper, 242. We live in the Bahamas for $242. That's a kit of snapper. Salmon specials every Wednesday. 6-ounce salmon, $5. 8-ounce salmon, $6 plus VAT. You can get a variety of seasonings and spices available down there at Bahamian Seafood Connection. Also, seafood boiled bags are $30 plus VAT. You can buy swai for $5 plus VAT. Tenderized conch and lobster for your Christmas stuffing. All available down there at Bahamian Seafood Connection. My favorite company when it comes to buying all your seafood. I mean, I don't go anyplace else. I tell all my friends and my family members to go there. So go check them out. Some lucky person, we're gonna give maybe some snapper away, maybe some conch. I'm not sure, but go down there, take a picture, and WhatsApp me, Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, 552-0212. It's on the screen, 552-0212, and Shanique and I'll put our money together and buy you and some snapper and things like that. Go check them out.
They want grouper.
They want group A. And that's the same thing somebody else in this building said. I'm not going to say the person's name. That's exactly what they said. Exactly.
Yes.
Now, staying on Shanique Miller's health kick, because she loves to exercise and eat well. Shanique Miller, Athlete's Foot. I want to get you something from Athlete's Foot for the Christmas. You love to wear your nice outfits when you go and exercise and stay fit. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to be like Shanique Miller and so many other thousands of Bahamians, go to check out the Athlete's Foot. They have 2 locations. They're located in the mall at Marathon, and also they're located in the Southwest Plaza on Carmichael Road. Go down there, check them out. I'm going to go skip right down here to maybe Shanique's favorite part. You can get Nike, Puma, Jordans, Spray Ground, Adidas, New Balance, Converse. It's Ethica. I used to call it Ethica. Ethica, Asics, Saucony, Reeboks, Crocs, and Hulka. All these things down there right now, big savings you can get when you go down there. You can also check out, they have all the personal wear, or the tops for the ladies. What do you call those tops?
The exercise tops, and some of them are cropped.
Yes.
And just,
Yeah.
listen, a part of health and wellness is how you show up.
Yes,
in your
I
active,
saw that on a TikTok.
in your active wear, yes.
How you show up in your active wear,
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they do. They have a wide range of active wear for men and women, so you don't have to go all over the place. You want sneakers and footwear for kids, for toddlers, for mom and dad and tweens. They're all down there at the Athlete's Foot. Go down there, Mr. William Russell. He's doing a tremendous job. He has everything on lockdown there. Go check it out. You can also get the all-black Reeboks. And so many people have been calling me, asking me about those. The Jordans 1, 6, and 7. Get them all down there. Crocs, like I said, in all the colors, 4 colors that people like to go in and check out. So go down there, check them out, then walk next door if you're in the mall at Marathon. Check out Dollar Plus. Dollar Plus has it all. They have all the snacks for the kids and the drinks. They've got a makeup section and a hair section. They got candles and cards and everything at Dollar Plus. So when you're finished at Athlete's Foot and you're in the mall at Marathon, go step on right by.
Almost like everything under one roof.
Yes,
there.
Dollar Plus.
Yeah.
Same great service you'll get at Athlete's Foot. You're going to get a Dollar Plus. Go check them out. And just stock up for everything that you need for the kids, and even some Christmas supplies. It's right down there at Athlete's Foot and the Dollar Plus. Now, Athlete's Foot, what I said, in the mall in Southwest Plaza. Dollar Plus, just in the mall by itself. Wonderful, wonderful place to go.
And that's the mall at Marathon.
Yeah, that's the mall at Marathon, definitely. Also, you want to be sometimes. Maybe Shanique Miller doesn't want to drive her car or walk in anything.
I have a driver, yeah.
Yeah. You want to jump on a nice scooter. She got on her nice little top, put her hair back, a little pom-pom shorts, and she said, "What? Bring that. Let's go. Let's move.
My hair could blow now, so I tell you.
Shanique, did you get that message I sent you? You got that message I sent you?
No, I didn't.
What the person said?
No, I
You have to
didn't.
listen to it when I'm finished.
Okay.
That person says, Ian, we watched Shanique Miller all this week, and we love her new look. 3 different people stopped me and they said that. I have to say it out here in public, but they said, I sent you a message today. The message was almost 2 minutes long.
Oh.
She just kept on raving about you. She said she called a friend and she says, whatever Shanique is doing, tell her I love her this way. And I'm sure some of you people out there want to say the same thing. But
Thank you.
Let's go
I was nervous, but it's been received well.
No, it's been received very well.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a better way, an alternative for getting around town, brand new mopeds right now, $2,500. These are 150cc. They just arrived. It doesn't matter which island you live on. They can ship it to the family island of your choice. Excellent on gas. Excellent. So if you have a business that does delivery or you want to get products to your clients in a more timely manner, you want to probably purchase yourself a brand new scooter. They're 2024s, 150cc scooters. The bikes come with a helmet, remote start, alarm system, USB cable charging port so you can charge your phone. I haven't seen this, a scooter that has all that stuff. And there's no better feeling than having a scooter. I have a scooter myself. I putt around the neighborhood and I go to maybe to the barber and the food store, maybe go by my mom's house. And I love it. I go by the beach all the time and chill out there. So if you want a scooter, want to buy it for yourself, or you want to buy it for someone that you care about this Christmas season, you want to dial 810-2701. 810-2701. Once again, 810-2701. And like I said, no matter what island you live on, Andros, Bimini, Exuma, Eleuthera, Long Island, make the call. And it's ideal if you probably have an Airbnb and you want to rent it out to your guests, and you don't want to be, or yours individually say, you know what, I don't want to be stuck in traffic. You can get yours today. Dial 810-2701. Comes in so many different cool colors. That's Mr. Thompson. Give him a call. Say, you heard it here. Give me a great deal. I could try to see if he could work something out. So a little discount on that, but that's a great price. This is my number. Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, 5520212. I'll tell you about all the products and services that I talk about every week when I come here. And it's a great, great thing. Also, blood pressure, monitor. You need this. This is the one that talks. This is camera here. This is the one that talks. You press this button, and it just talks. Yes. Yes. And you just put it on, and it can read. It reads your blood pressure. It can say it verbally. I should say, yeah. You can say it verbally, and also it will come up on the screen, and you can read it and everything. Now, they suggest that you take your blood pressure 3 times a week. Some people like to take it like every day. You don't do that because you're going to get overwhelmed. Get yourself a blood pressure monitor. It's $65, and it's wonderful. It's one size fit all. Goes around your wrist, and it's wonderful to have. Doesn't matter what size you are. Oh, I slim, I need that. You still need it. Oh, I young, I need that. You still need it because anything can happen. High blood pressure, I didn't even know, is just as bad as low blood pressure. I didn't know that. That's a serious thing. High blood pressure, low blood. Anyway, before I go, I want to talk about this. Well, anyway, the massage gun. My time is short right now. The massage gun is $149. It's a wonderful gift to get somebody for the Christmas. Massage your entire body.
I think
makes
you've
you
been
feel
bringing
so
that
good.
here so long. You should just give it to me.
So many people been calling about this.
It is the most stunning thing.
Shanique Miller won everything, but you know what she never asked about? Ian, where you get those bully pills from?
I'm not a mom.
You want the bully pills? You want a better relationship with your partner? Go ahead, a man. You might
I
be
think
suffering.
Justin did say to you before the segment that he wants it.
Oh, Justin, please! Justin, you're gonna get a disco dollar off.
No.
Listen, get the bully pill right now. You're gonna love it. You take it, drink some water, half an hour later, boom. Your manhood is up there. Nice, strong erection for you and your partner to enjoy. Don't be afraid. Women, get it for your man. Man, get it for your woman. Especially you guys out there who might be dating someone 5, 10, 15 years younger than you. You don't want to make yourself look like a fool. Get this bully pill. You're gonna love it. So many people have bought it.
Don't set these old men up, okay?
No. You're gonna love it. It's all natural. You're gonna love it. $55 for a bottle of 6. Give me a call. Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, 5520212. 5520212. I love it, man.
You're just full with energy, eh?
Yes, man,
Of course,
definitely.
you have a nasal hygiene thing over there.
Yeah,
Listen,
I was supposed to get onto that.
Everything for wonderful self-care.
Wonderful things to clean out your nose, all that stuff.
All that. And
Yes.
maybe even your kids as well. 5520212, 5520212. You know, it's cold and flu season. Get it?
Yes.
Yeah, Ian, I thank you so much. You guys, listen, well in advance. Remember, 17 more days. Get going and take advantage of some of these deals and steals. Thank you once again, Ian Thomas, Direct Marketers, 5520212. Thanks to all of my guests this evening. Former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Halson Mutri. In the second segment, you saw Glenroy Pratt and Elliston Ferguson. And of course, Ellington Ferguson, Ian Thomas here in the third segment, helping you shop smarter and helping your buck go longer and stretch longer. Thank you once again, Ian. And thank all of you for tuning in this evening. We certainly enjoyed having you along, and we look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow evening. For the entire Beyond the Headlines team, I'm Shanique Miller. Make it a great evening, everyone.